Good evening, freedom fighters. It is 1:05 p.m. East Coast time, January 25th, 2026. Some very unusual activity on Next Lab this evening. I just had to show you. Why are the cell phone towers pinging? Look at this, these blobs here. These are massive cell phone towers all over the state of Florida, pinging at one time. Why would that be taking place? Rewind it. No activity for most of the day. All this energy looks unusual. But watch these cell phone towers ping. It's not birds leaving at the same time as their controlled weathermen states. Tampa, I don't know where each city these are in, but there's at least one, two, three, four, five, six. At least six different locations that I can see there. So unusual. Giant harp towers is what these cell phones are. Look at the unusual ripples in this storm up here in Louisiana. I just seen reports Louisiana they have power outages in Shreveport, ice everywhere, ice storms like we've never seen before. But there is no reason for these cell phones to be pinging. I'll just put it in motion here. Boom. Let's see what else is pinging. Lots of energy and beams coming from all different directions. There's another beam. Constant beams coming out of Jacksonville. That looks like Warner Robins. Another beam coming out of what I believe is Houston. Several beams seen through this material here in Alabama. Kind of bump it ahead a little bit. I just wanted to share that with you. I just thought it was most unusual. There's the beams going off and doing the towers in Florida, pinging. Anyhow, let's see what else we can see real quick. Oops. Okay, we're looking at the whole unit. Come on. Every time I hit the pause button, it goes back to that part. All right, let's see how this whole storm's taking place here. This days of rain it has been over this area, and now it's gonna freeze. Highly unusual stuff going on right here in this area. We'll zoom in on that. Looks like New Mexico. Something's like blocking the rain here in this area. Let's put it into motion. Look how there's something blocking the rain. Even that heavy, heavy rain doesn't go any farther. Very unusual, whatever this is. I'm going to put it in a faster motion here. Why is this rain being blocked? That is so unusual. I don't get what I'm seeing there. Could be the radars being blocked by buildings, but I don't know. That just looks like energy. You can see beams coming off this one, very intense. They're creating the weather, though, the storm of the century. Everything is lit up. We're being silenced on every level. God, what evil lays upon us. The most evil people in human history has control over some incredible technologies, in my opinion. Also, up here in Maine, look at this machine going crazy. Nothing to see here, they tell us. They have put up incredible technologies right up underneath their noses. Also, the rain shows these technologies. Look at these beams going through this rain. Very distinct beams. The whole mess needs to be shut down. They are lying to us with every breath. Really sad what they've done to the people. I don't even recognize them anymore. Lady come by me while I was walking in a car there. She was going a little bit fast, but I just waved at her and she never even waved back. I grew up from a time we wave at each other. Just in case y'all are wondering if the ships are still here. Absolutely. You just can't hardly see them under the cloud cover. There's three right there. Go back a little bit in time. Let's go back to January 22nd to start with. Unbelievable ship activity out here underneath the cloud cover. Each one of these are super tankers pumping out smoke. It has nothing to do with their main engine. It is what I call the pots on the stern. Here we have one of those pots. I mean, two of the pots burning on this vessel. And on this vessel, you only have one pot burning. See how one's burning and one's not. Greenpeace obviously knows about this technology. I'm sure they were silenced. You see other ships where I was saying the one did a 180-degree turn right here, very distinct. None of these boats are going to point A to point B. Let's put it in motion. Daylight comes across. Very high temperatures in Australia right now, over 100 degrees in parts of Australia, while we're having blizzards all the way down to Florida this year again. The chemtrails off California here in the corner. Few ship activities off Washington. Days of spraying. We're on the 23rd now. Truly evil what they're getting away. You can see a ship did a turn right there. Evil, evil people. Greed has no bounds. Mad scientist is a real term. These videos brings me great pain, but somehow I gotta show people what I see. Here comes daylight again. Chemtrails, big X. You see them out in the Barren Sea there. There was ships spraying. Alaska doesn't have very much daylight right now. That's why it's so short there. North Alaska especially. I think it's like 50 days or something without daylight along this part. Spraying right on up. Here comes Stumpton pushing all that material in place. Let's move on to the chemtrail activity that took place across the southeast this week. Very sad what they're getting away with. I'm going to show you the morning of the 19th. Georgia has clear skies, so did Florida. Got ripples up here in West Virginia, Virginia. So-called gravity waves, but I want to show you the very next morning here. Watch this. It's the 19th. Watch the 20th. Zoom in on it. Hundreds of aircraft spraying. Huge difference between one morning to the next. It has nothing to do with condensation or temperature differences. These are attacks. One, two, three, four, five aircraft just right there. Dozens and dozens of aircraft spraying these areas. These are attacks. We are under attack. I don't know how else to put it. It's not bombs and bullets now. They've escalated beyond that. And this went on for days. Can't believe people call me crazy when I try to show this, but most of them just don't even care. Let's go to the next day. This is the 21st. Very heavy, distinct trails. All the way to Florida that day, all the way across the Gulf. Condensation does not go for hundreds of miles. It goes for hundreds of feet if it was even any. Very distinct what they're doing. They can't hide from satellite. Oh, they have the people fooled so much. Have us arguing over ridiculous things. They create the arguments to keep us from fighting them. Okay, the 22nd. The skies was clear over Georgia, but look up here. The operation moved north. All airliners are involved too. I hate to say it, even our passenger airlines are spraying. Bump it up a little bit at a time as it broke daylight. Zoom in a little bit. Very distinct trails. That falls back to the earth. Let me show you my fallout video because I shared it on some platforms on Facebook. It actually got quite a few views. Quite a few views. But very heavy. And it just keeps going. It has nothing to do with temperature. Pretty incredible what they're doing. All this technology could have been used for good, but it fell into the hands of very evil people. Gold fever is a real disease. Control is a real disease. They want control, control, control. Anybody that wants to be a ruler has to be crazy, in my opinion. We'll see what happened the next couple of days. Florida, we had one clear day when I went fishing, and yesterday was a heavy spray day. This is the 23rd. You can see that it was spray in West Virginia, Ohio, Tennessee. Kentucky and Tennessee. I see some there too. And the whole time that this is all going on, they're burning Chile and parts of other parts of South America. This is on January 20th. You can really see the fires light up across Cuba, whatever this state here is, south of Argentina. Have anybody ever seen all the cities that the Germans built in Argentina in the 1930s to protect their loved ones from the war? Pretty good watch. But over here, there's German cities. Pretty crazy what they've lied to us about. By the 24th, half the United States is covered in cloud cover. And no longer see the ships. This is live today. See a couple of the ships. The cloud cover hides them. This looks like chemtrails. As a matter of fact, I see some right here. Heavy ripples in Mexico. Thank you, Warriors, for your comments. Are truly amazing, and I welcome the people that came over from Facebook. I've seen there's quite a few new people showed up, and it's only because of Facebook. YouTube doesn't let me out. Facebook doesn't let me out. I share myself on over a dozen platforms against chemtrails, whether geoengineering. Welcome to our fight. I have over 1,000 videos I've probably made through the years, and I've erased some because of copyright issues. But let me introduce you to the 1930 um, cities that these Nazi people built for their families 100 years ago. They knew the war they were going to create, and they built massive cities down in South America. And I wonder if they don't live there now because they're poisoning the northern hemisphere very badly. Before I get to the Argentina, I want to show you the incredible chemicals when they fall back to the earth, just like Dane Wienenting said on Jimmy Dore's show. I think that's how you say his last name. I'm terrible with names. I call this one guy General, then I call him Gerard. It's Gerald. Oh, good Lord, I'm a failure when it comes to the English language because I'm a fisherman, raw, unedited commercial fisherman. I didn't ever try to build this platform because I wanted to become something. I just wanted to show people what I was seeing. I cannot be hypnotized by these lunatics, and most people are under such hypnosis will never break for free of them. The Matrix movie wasn't just about a fictional thing, it's more about the truth. We're not under any kind of computer programming, but these people are programmed like computers. But look at the chemical fallout from a few days ago.
Hello, freedom fighters. Very odd reflection in the sky. Wonder why. See what time it is. It's almost 9 p.m. Florida time, East Coast time. And I was like, let me go outside. I wonder if there is some kind of material in the air. Very quick answer to that is yes. Chemtrail fallout, snow fog. They have been spraying Georgia for days, South Carolina, North Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, much more, I'm sure. But Florida, today was our turn. Unbelievable chemtrails, stratospheric aerosol injection taking place. It's a shame what they're getting away with. The people doesn't seem to notice or care. This is not bugs. You can't feel it on your skin, even though I do see a bug every once in a while go by the light, but there is no bugs. I don't feel anything on my face. Cannot taste it, cannot smell it. Our sky is reflecting light like I've never seen. Aluminum's very reflective. When they do not spray, I do not see this fallout. I have 60 likes on talking about my new job, but when I mentioned the fallout today, the weird skies today in my videos that you can see if you look back a couple videos, they would not let that information out on Facebook. They are part of it. We hardly see any birds this year, and I feed the birds. Somebody's duck, domestic duck, got away, and that's mainly what I've been feeding. Cute little ducky. But chemtrail fallout, all different size particles. There's no insects. It's not insects. Our yard's a mess from all the flood material still he's going through. Had a shed back there. It was full of Christmas stuff, and he lost a lot of money in Christmas villages. My uncle did. And for the ones that don't know, I passed captain school. Very proud of what I've accomplished. Oop, I tripped over my own feet.
Okay, my friends, that was the chemical fallout. No use playing the whole video there, but I want to. This is the snow line Very heavy snow right now. Freezing rain in places. Wonder why this one's all by itself here. But we just seen the unusual radar activity. Oh, let's move on to Argentina that house war criminals. There's a lot of evidence when you don't find the body of these people that they so-called died. A lot of times it's just lies, and they lied to us. But very interesting video. I copied the cities that the Germans built in the 1930s before the war. Isn't that strange? Check out this. It's 5 minutes and 47 seconds.
Argentina. You may have heard of this nation for its football, its tango, or maybe its beef. But this Southern American country hides many secrets, and I'm about to take you to see one of them. Between the never-ending flow of beer to the restaurants dedicated to the art of the sausage, to the lush green forests blanketing this town, you might guess that I'm in Germany. But you're totally wrong. I'm all the way in Argentina. This is Villa General Belgrano. It's a small town nestled in the Sierra Mountains of Córdoba, which is a province right in the center of the country. And even though this town is only home to about 6,000 people, it's known for holding one of the biggest Oktoberfests in the world. Every year, thousands of people come here from around the world to take part in the beer making and wurst traditions that dominate this town.
There are many locals here that continue to maintain German traditions. There's a group that has built a German community center, and they hold special German events using typical traditional German clothing, like Oktoberfest.
Villa General Belgrano is one of the few historically German-speaking villages at Argentina. And while visiting here may seem like all fun and games, this tiny town is home to a dark history that many know little about. It was an escape haven for the Nazis. Some even say that Hitler passed through. Let's go back in history. When World War II broke out in Europe in 1939, it changed the face of the world, even all the way in the most southern point of Latin America. Here in Argentina, General Juan Domingo Perón was rising to power in the 1940s, bringing along with him fascist-friendly ideas. And even though Argentina appeared to condemn Germany for the atrocities committed during the Holocaust, when the war ended, a secret apparatus had been set into place to help Nazi criminals escape prosecution by allowing them to hide in Argentina.
From the moment they arrived in Argentina, the Nazis spread across 4 different points. The most important were Buenos Aires, Bariloche, Barrio Rio Negro, and right here in Córdoba. What the Nazis were looking for when they arrived in Argentina was a similar kind of climate and temperatures to their homes. Topographically speaking, we're talking about mountains and lakes, places that look just like Germany and Austria.
According to historical records, Hitler died in a bunker in Berlin in 1945. But there are also theories that the Nazi leader actually escaped to Argentina that same year in a secret submarine. Some say he lived his final years among these very mountains.
I believe they're more than rumors. Hitler was in the province of Córdoba, specifically in a town called La Falda. He was there in 1947, according to lots of data that I've collected from multiple sources in the area.
Pablo Weschler is a journalist that has been filming a documentary about Hitler's alleged escape to Argentina since 2005. And he says he has the information to prove it.
First of all, I traveled to La Falda and I met with local historians that provided this information. I interviewed Miss Catalina Gomero, one of the only 2 people who agreed to speak about this. She said in 1947 she was a waitress and served Adolf Hitler in Hotel Eden in La Falda for the course of 3 days. Hotel Eden is just a couple dozen kilometers from Villa General Belgrano, and what is for sure is that Hitler was in the province of Córdoba. There are also reports that say the Eichhorn family in La Falda were making lots of preparations to help Hitler arrive to Hotel Eden. This information comes directly from the Americans. The FBI passed this information along to Edgar Hoover, who at the time was the director of the FBI. The question I still have is, why didn't they go after him?
We'll never truly know, but Argentina is a nation of complex contradiction. My family is from Cordoba, Argentina, and has been here for generations. We're Jewish, and luckily for me, my grandmother and her immediate family escaped to here from Europe when World War II broke out. That's why, as a teenager living in Cordoba, I found Argentina, my family's country, a nation full of confusing contradictions. In this country, many Jews have found a safe haven, but so have many Nazis.
Here in Villa General Belgrano, the village has managed to maintain the more charming side of its history. In 1932, the village was established by German immigrants. And until today, the shops here hawk artisanal products, all sorts of pickled goods, and chocolates, the vestiges of the town's Central European history.
My grandparents came from Germany and Austria. They already knew there was a German colony here that was looking for new residents, and so that's how they came to immigrate to Villa General Belgrano. We continue maintaining the German language in our house. Both my husband and I speak German, and we made sure that our daughters would also know the language.
German is no longer the main language that's spoken here. Now it's Spanish, but there's no doubt that this village remains dependent on its history, whether or not its true colors are always shown.
People come here because they're attracted to the architecture that looks so European. I'm Argentinian. I was born here in this town, so I'm more Argentinian than anything else, but we have an affinity to our German history. It's important to transmit this to our children, and that they should be proud of the sacrifices that their ancestors made to come here and build this beautiful town.
I swear they have lied to us with every breath. I've seen many copies of this. This is the day of the sinking, and the next day they said a different story in New York Times. We will never know the truth that they've lied about. It says that all of the passengers were transferred. Can only imagine the people, if that's true, the ones that was important, they just killed. I know LIDAR, it looks like it blew up. My uncle's like, well, maybe the boilers blew up. And I'm like, they're laying on the seabed. Back half looked like bombs went off. Didn't look like it tore apart. It looked like it was exploded. They never expected us to see it. Find the wreck, you know. These men are now their puppets. Look who's standing here. I call it the Red Tie Convention. But look who's all here together. Here's your main characters. Every one of them wearing red ties is dangerous because they are just puppets. They own every bit of the media. Look up CFR, Council of Foreign Relations. Not a word is not spoken without their approval. Another picture of the Titanic. It's being towed by its anchor. Says it collided with an iceberg, but there's a couple books written and they never mention iceberg. They mention 2 explosions. And if you look up what the insurance was, I found it said $1 million, but when I read through these articles, it says the insurance is $5 million. Again, just lied to us with every breath. The next day is a totally different story. All coming from the United States. I don't know if I messed up there. Hope I didn't mess up the last part, but we've been lied to about our life, our history. where we are, where we come from. We should not be debt slaves to these lunatic families. Amazing people we once were. These, it looks like observatories, but they may be power plants. Incredibly how they built this. Anyhow, my friends, thank you for joining me. I'm not sure where this is. It's in Mexico or South America somewhere, but I'm not sure which one it is. There's so many. There's almost 2,000 pyramids in South and North America, and only 200 in Egypt. But we were once amazing people and not under just debt slaves to the program. But commercial fishermen standing by. I hope you understand why I make these videos. I got to share this information with somebody. We're under control of complete psychopaths that should be in a rubber room somewhere or hanging from the highest tree. They have the people under hypnosis. Very sad. Commercial fishermen out. Y'all have a great day.